What's going on, everybody? It's the Fourth and Philly Pod, and I am here today. It is April 30th, 2025. Welcome to my podcast. Going to do quick recap of the draft. I know this has been a couple of days ago. My allergies has been killing me, so yeah, it's been a lot going on. So the draft was very interesting. Um, we picked up some couple of players that I don't know. We have to see if they are able to contribute this year. Maybe a couple guys, but most of the guys I think they just got for depth and see if they can probably possibly contribute this year. So everybody knows. The first pick we picked. We moved up in the first round. Picked Jahad Campbell, linebacker from Alabama. Um, he's very interesting. They keep saying they're going to use him as a edge rusher, which I don't see. I think a lot of his plays that he had made was actually from the middle linebackers position, which you know I'm not saying he's not a good player. I just don't know how they're going to use him. But that's what they said they're going to use him for, as an edge rusher. But I don't see it that way. If it doesn't work out, they'll probably put him back in the middle. I think Nakobe Dean is coming. He's coming off an injury, obviously, and also maybe they think they can get a bigger guy in the middle the season after next. You'll see. We got a safety, Andrew. What is it? Muka, I think. I'm brutalizing this guy's name. Safety after Texas. I saw a few Texas games this year. Nothing really stood out with him. Not saying he's not a good player. I don't know. I mean, when you lose Gardner Johnson, man, we lost a big part of that secondary. A big part of that secondary. Somebody, just because you didn't like him in the locker room, I don't understand. I should have put a video about that because that drove me nuts when they let him go, and I wasn't really, happy about that. I think that was the biggest loss, more than Slay. I mean, Slay is a big loss. I know he was coming down to towards the end of his career, but losing Gardner Johnson, man, I don't understand it. I'm still baffled by that, and I don't think really people realize how valuable he was to our team. But they're gonna find out this year. Yeah, they're definitely gonna find out. Um, I worry about that. And then Ty Johnson, defensive tackle from Nebraska. That's a wait and see. Also, I'm not sure. Is he going to be on rotation? I think he needs to be a bit bigger, just like the safety from Texas, Mukuba, Angel Mukuba. I think that's how you pronounce his name, from Texas. What I was just talking about. He needs to gain a little bit more weight. Maybe they'll just try to hold him off for next season. Maybe um, Williams, cornerback from Central Florida. Uh, Mondon Jr. from Georgia, there's another linebacker, which kind of is weird to me. Kendall from Boston College, a center. Didn't want to pick like Trey, Robinson and Kendall from Boston College. I don't mind offensive line play at all. Like Hilton Williams, offensive tackle from Michigan and Texas. I have no problem with that. McCord for Syracuse, the quarterback. Yeah, you had to get somebody in here. Um, After losing Pickett, you had to bring somebody in, and Powell Rayland, edge rusher from Virginia Tech. So this is their board. This is what they wanted. They went defensive heavy this year, especially with their first five picks. I know they was reports out there saying that they wanted to move up. I think a lot of people they couldn't get up there. A lot of teams probably saw value for where they were going to pick. Um, yeah, but we'll see about this. But I mean, looking at this draft, I know we hit on a lot of picks for the last 5 years with the second round pick and first round picks. We've been really hitting on a lot of picks. So this year, I mean, Campbell, I don't think he's going to make an immediate. I don't think he will make an immediate impact on this team right away. Maybe next season. I see him as a linebacker. I do not see this guy for edge rusher. I can see if you can, move him around and stuff like that. But I see him as a middle linebacker. And I know a lot of people will look at these experts and look at film and they put him out there like, oh, I love this pick and this and that and that. And Mel Kiper giving him an A+, and the Baldy showing all these clips of doing an edge rusher. But he wasn't doing edge rusher every single down. He was mostly in the middle of the field. So that's the part I don't understand, why you think he's going to be an edge rusher. That's what's throwing me off. I don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't, maybe I'm wrong. But I don't see him as an edge rusher, man. I just don't. And I have some concerns with that. And I have concerns with the defense coming in right now in the season. I know a lot of people get mad, but you lose Sweat, you lost Milton, Williams. You miss Williams. You miss Sweat. You miss Slay. I know Slay was getting older, but you still ain't get a guy. Quinton Mitchell, you got him last year, but you don't have nobody to replace Slay. I don't think. Gardner Johnson, you definitely don't have nobody to replace him. Burks came in and did his thing after the Kobe Dean went down. Yeah, man, I think we lost a lot on defense, and that might be a concern coming into the season. So we have to keep this stuff in mind. We have to understand that not every pick that we're gonna make is we're gonna have some busts. We had busts before the several years ago when we should have took Pax's Queen or Justin Jefferson. We got Rager, stuff like that. Like maybe this is one of them years where none of these guys would be an immediate impact. Like you gotta. We have to start looking at, just because we won the Super Bowl and we did well our team, which is great, but if we don't, I don't look like to predict the future, but these guys have to contribute because we lost a lot. Like Isaiah Rodgers, we lost Isaiah Rodgers. We lost Maddox, I believe, and stuff like that. It hurts our team because they were good backups, and you don't see that, or they did certain things in games that we needed them to do that. Certain things like that, and our D line took a hit. Our D line took a hit. I think the Giants' defensive line got improved. I know y'all want to hear that, but they improved, man. I like what the Giants did. I like what Chicago Bears did. Yeah. I think Washington did okay. Everybody banking on Daniels that Daniels ain't gonna be this guy next year, and the Giants ain't do this and do that. But if the Giants just establish some type of offense, they can be not a problem. They can be annoying, just like Washington was last year. They can be annoying. I know the Giants won 3 games last year. They'll probably win I see them probably winning maybe 7, something like that. I think the division is gonna be way better than it was a year ago. I think Washington probably take a little bit of step back, but I don't see them taking a huge step back. Because they always say the sophomore jinx with the quarterbacks and stuff like that. I understand that. But they got a little bit better. They got better tackles. They got Debo. He gets hurt and stuff like that, but still, it adds a little demand. Add another player on that team, which they clearly needed. So, yeah, but I believe that the Eagles, if I would give them a grade, I would give them a C+, because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I said, Campbell is a good pick. I just don't see him as an edge rusher. which kind of throws me off. All right, so and I kind of like Robinson. I don't mind that, and the offensive line. I mean, offensive lineman they got in the 6th round, Hilton and Williams. So everybody else is kind of like in the air. So we'll see what happens. So only thing I'm really concerned about it is the actual uh, NFL schedule, which is going to come out. I think about 2 more weeks. I think it's like the 14th of May, I believe. Yeah. So it's about 2 weeks until the schedule comes out, and I'm looking forward to that so I can be able to figure out what games I'm going to go to this year. I'm gonna try to do two, maybe three, but I really don't want to go back down to Washington again. I'm tired of going down there. I've been going down there for a long, long time. It's been years since I've been going down there. Uh, been on the Giants Stadium. Well, I've been at Giants Stadium twice. I don't really want to go up there, so I'm kind of like pushing those to the side. But it's a couple of teams that we're playing this year that I would like to go to. Green Bay, Minnesota, Kansas City, and back to Buffalo. I had a really great time in Buffalo. I wouldn't mind going back to Buffalo again. That's a nice little road trip. And I forgot who else was on our schedule coming up, but um, I think we played the AFC West. Yeah, so it's at Kansas City, at Chargers, but Raiders and Denver comes here. So I was hoping we play in Denver. I would like to go to Denver. But overall, C+ for me for the Eagles draft. We had to wait and see. I think the defense had took too much of a hit this year, and I don't think they're not going to be dominant like they was a year ago. That's just my opinion. I know everybody, loving Campbell and boohooing him, you know, man love for him and Howie and what they did and stuff like that. And Fangio can't do nothing wrong, but I got a bad feeling that we're definitely going to take a hit. We should be like top 15, but it's not going to be the number one defense like we was a year ago. So I think Gardner Johnson is a massive hit to our defense. And maybe they can find somebody off the free agency line, but they're going to ask for a lot of money if they come in here. They're probably going to ask for probably the same amount C.J. Gardner Johnson was going to make. I think Gardner Johnson going to make like 6 or 8 this year. So if we could find somebody off the free agent wire, which I'm not sure who we can find, they're going to ask for that type of money. So I don't care what the guy did in the locker room. If you didn't like him or did on social media, it didn't matter. That dude was on the field. He was making plays. He was making plays, and that's all that matters is somebody making plays on the field, and you let him go. So you better find somebody that's going to take his spot, because that's something you just can't pick off a tree and just say, all right, here, you're gonna plug him in there. You're gonna figure about Gardner Johnson. I don't see that. I am really concerned about that right now. I'm concerned about the secondary, and I'm concerned about the pass rush. So we'll see what happens. Maybe some crazy trade happen, which I don't think it's going to happen, because they're going to have to, if that's the case, we're going to have to give a huff. So who's going to, um, who's willing to do that? So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said before, I will jump on here when the schedule comes out or something can't come up. Oh, by the way, Jordan Davis, they picked up his 5th-year option, which was a great, good move by them, which I kind of hoping they would do it, and they did it. So yeah, so that's on that. That's my grade for the Birds. It's just a C+. We'll see what happens. We'll see who else they're gonna pick up on the free agent wire. We'll see how it goes when the schedule comes out and everything like that. So right now, continue to go Birds, and we'll see what happens through the rest of this all season. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Until then, go Birds. We'll talk to you soon.